This is Welsh ASMR 82. Hey, how you doing? I'm doing a completely different video style today, as you can tell. Basically, I have been told by you that you're really enjoying the content on this channel. Thank you so much for watching the videos. But you prefer the videos where you get to see my reaction to things that I'm looking at on screen. So I thought this was actually the easiest way, because I'm quite lazy, of doing that. So I'm screen recording on my mobile, and today we're looking at the official downloadable Premier League app. This is a football ASMR video, which is why I'm whispering and talking quietly. It's to help you relax, it's to help you fall asleep. Because some people have been asking me, why am I whispering? Look up ASMR. And yeah, so we're going to look at the thing that I missed the other week, which was the results from Matchday. I think we're up to Matchday 8 already. So let's have a look at the last couple of fixtures, and if we've got time, I'll also switch and we'll have a look at the official apps for the Bundesliga, La Liga and Serie A, and have a look at those results as well. Okay, so the last 3 days, the Sunday, oh no, actually, yeah, there they are. The Friday, Saturday and Sunday were the ones that I missed, and a couple of you sent me messages and said, do I intend to do them? So I've gotten around to doing them. Sorry I missed them. I got very excited about the Nations League. So let's have a look at Friday. We'll start off there. So Friday we have Nottingham Forest against Fulham, and we've also got Aston Villa against Southampton. So Nottingham Forest actually lost at home again. It's their second home loss in a row, and this time against also promoted Fulham. I had a look at the matches, at the highlights of this match, and I've got to say that basically I think Nottingham Forest have brought in this summer something absurd, like 20 new players, at least 10, maybe it's 15, let's go halfway. And they just look really disorganised at the back. I don't think it's Steve Cooper's fault, the manager, if that is his name. I think that, you know, the team are going to take a long time to settle in. It's the Premier League and they don't have much time, so it was a brave decision to bring that many new players in. But yeah, it's no shame losing at home to Spurs. I think they would have been quite upset with the loss here. So yeah, it's a big win for Fulham. I said at the start of the season with my predictions that I felt that Fulham were not going to be in a relegation battle this year. Just don't see it at all, and this kind of confirms that. So goals from, well, Awoniyi scored first actually for Forest, and then Fulham had 3 goals, 2 in 3 minutes, one by Tosin and the other by João Palhinha, which was a really good goal. Then Harrison Reed just walked through the defence. It was really embarrassing. And then Lewis O'Brien got the 77th minute, but they couldn't get a winner. Another goal to draw. Willian, incidentally, on his, I think it's his first game for Fulham now. They got him in a free transfer, I think. He got his first assist. Okay, next, Aston Villa 1, Southampton 0. Okay, so for this one, Aston Villa were under a lot of pressure. Stevie Gerrard was under a lot of pressure early on. Not had a great start, and at home they really needed, with, you know, the home crowd putting a bit of pressure on this early in the season. I can't believe how ruthless fans are at the moment when we're 8 games in and people, and there's already sort of danger on other people's jobs to go already. I know it's a strange Premier League season with a football World Cup in a couple of weeks, but yeah, it's the ruthlessness of the Premier League. I think it has put pressure on Southampton though, whose overall results over the last 2 years have been pretty poor. So yeah, Jacob Ramsey got the goal, 1-0 win, a really important victory for Aston Villa at home. that was on the Friday night. And then Saturday, 3 games on Saturday. First one, really big win, 6-2. Another manager under pressure at the second, ridiculously, is the Leicester manager. He didn't get any players. I don't think it's his job to buy them. I think there might be a sporting director. They sold players. They managed to keep hold of James Maddison, thank goodness, because he is literally outstanding. He should be in the England team at the moment. I think I read his stat. I mentioned in a previous video, sorry to repeat. He has the most goals and assists and goal-scoring passes, or passes that, yeah, dangerous passes, whatever they're called, of any midfielder in the Premier League. And he's not even in the squad. Don't know what's going on with England at the minute. But I kind of talk about that in another video I've done recently, so yeah, so goals for Yuri Tielemans and James Maddison for Leicester, but Harry Kane, Eric Dyer with a header, Bentancur with a really good goal, and then Son with a second half hat-trick just coming off the bench. Insane. Everything he hit went into the top, just flew into the top of the net. It's funny because I've watched a lot of Leicester's games this season, and the weird thing is they're not really that bad. They can see goals from everywhere. Yeah, it's a bit of a shame. I really hope it's not because they're Welsh goalkeeper Danny Ward, which hasn't helped him actually because he's played every game so far, and Wayne Hennessy hasn't played a single game for Nottingham Forest, but in our games this weekend he is being pegged because Danny Ward's form is so poor at the second. 6-2. Okay, next up was Newcastle Bournemouth. Newcastle are a bit underwhelming at home, needed a penalty to get back in the match after Philip Billing put them ahead. I think Bournemouth are doing better than I expected. I thought maybe they'd be further down the league. But yeah, they're doing fine, aren't they? You know, this is a full strength team from Newcastle. Kieran Trippier was in the side. I think he hit the post with another amazing free kick off the top of my head. And then Isaac, the new striker, that they get from Real Sociedad. Very quick feet. Yeah, so underwhelming from them at home. And then Man City. I'm already bored of Man City. Jack Grealish had a fantastic game, probably his best game that I've seen him play for Man City in maybe ever. I don't know. And then the red card is for well, it looks like a karate kick on Jack Grealish. It's hysterical. Definite red card. No, Nathan Collins holds his head in his hands after he's done it, and you're thinking, you must have realised that you shouldn't do that. Like, why are you looking upset now? Just don't jump up in the air and kick someone in the chest. So bizarre. So yeah, Jack Grealish, first minute, Erling Haaland on the 16th, and then Foden on the 69th. Kevin De Bruyne with 2 assists. He was sensational the other day against Wales. Although I really don't like him as a person. I can't say anything about him as a football player. If you don't know what I'm talking about, watch his interviews. The stuff he says about Wales, he's so rude. But yeah, I can't deny he's an excellent, world-class, one of the best in the world football players. 3-0. Okay, and then on to Sunday's matches. I don't know why, but the Man United match was cancelled. Everton, another manager under pressure. Lampard won with a goal to nil. Neil Maupay on the 53rd both seasons. I think if they're not careful, they're going to get in the relegation battle when they were planning on trying to get into the Europa League. So 1-0 to them at home, really important win. You know, if I were an Everton fan and my club had put that much money into transfers over the last 5-6 years, then I'd be expecting a bit better too, but you know, it is a big club. So Begovic was in goals due to an injury to the England goalkeeper, Tarkovsky, Patterson, Mikolenko and Cody, and then Onana, Iwobi, who got the assist, and Idrissa Gueye. I thought they got Idrissa Gueye back from Paris Saint-Germain. Buy his shirt. Absolutely fantastic player. They have missed him. And then Gordon, Gray and Maupay. Oh, is Neil Maupay French? I didn't realise that. I thought he was English. Okay, so yeah, you know, they've got some really good players. Not very good strikers though. Okay, and then the last result was Arsenal's 3-0, so they are back at the top. Goals from Saliba in defence. Gabi Jesus has been sensational. I'm raving about him. I was so critical of him last season, and he's made me eat my words. And then the new boy, Fabio Vieira, from Portugal on the 49th minute. The new Vieira. But he's already scored more goals than Patrick Vieira. Yeah, and so Brentford usually aren't that easy to beat at home, but Arsenal are looking super, super impressive at the minute. Dare we talk about a title challenge? Dare we, dare we? I'm sure Arsenal fans are like, no, don't curse us, don't do it. Okay, let's have a look at the table then, shall we? So, bearing in mind that Man United, Chelsea, Liverpool, Leeds and a couple of others have got a game in hand. This is the current lay of the land. Arsenal in first place. Man City in second, a point behind with Tottenham. Dare we talk about a Tottenham title race? Eek. You know, their manager is absolutely amazing, but is he going to get poached? That's the news on the street, that strong rumours that Juventus want to try and nab him. So, yeah, I hope not. I hope not. I love the way that Tottenham are playing at the moment. And then Brighton still up there in the Champions League places in 4th for the time being. Man U in 5th all of a sudden. You know, I did that video a couple of weeks back about them being in the relegation spots, and all of a sudden they're up to 5th. 1-4 in the bounce. Fulham up in 6th, like I said, not worried about them at all. Chelsea in 7th, Liverpool in 8th. I'm a little bit worried about them. Brentford in 9th, Newcastle in 10th, probably where they'll be at the end of the season. Leeds in 11th, Bournemouth in 12th again. I was worried about them at the start, not so much now. It's a long season, obviously. Everton 13th, Southampton 14th, Aston Villa up to 15th, Crystal Palace in 16th, but mostly because they've been drawing matches. Wolves in 17th. And then in the drop zone, West Ham, Nottingham Forest and Leicester. How many of you are expecting Leicester and West Ham in the relegation zone? Nottingham Forest I can understand because they came up via the playoffs, and historically that is a weak position to come into the Premier League. I'd love them to stay. They're the side that I'm supporting, particularly just for their history and the style of play, their manager and the number of Welsh players they've got. I hope they pick up form a little bit. Yeah, but Leicester still haven't won a single match. It's a bit worrying. I hope Brendan Rodgers doesn't get the cull. He is too good. Trust me, as an ex-Swansea manager, I think he's amazing. You should stick with him and allow him to buy some players at Christmas. Okay, hope you enjoyed that, and I'll see you again really, really soon. Don't forget to like the video and drop a comment. Let me know your thoughts. Okay, take care everyone. Hope you like the new format, and see you soon.